Hello and welcome to the Samurais of Sound Community Hub. How you guys doing?
Good, Austin. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. As Justin mentioned, my name is Austin, and I am the production manager at Samurais of Sound, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys some exciting updates that we have planned for the new year. We're just getting back into the studio here. That's where I'm sitting this evening. I came back on Monday, yesterday, after the holiday. So I hope you all had a happy holiday, restful, and that you're ready to get some good work done and basically smash it in the next year. Still letting some folks in here. Vincent Ali says, "Hells yeah." That's what I like to hear. You guys are, he says, "Let's take on the year." You are welcome to participate with your camera on or off, microphone on or off. It is totally up to you. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X. Let me open up the chat here, and we got some people tuning in, so let me copy the invite link into the chat there and see if we can get some more folks in the Zoom meeting. Join us on Zoom, exclamation point. Okay, sent that out. All right, so before we dive into basically the plan for the coming months, I'd like to hear from each of you who are would be so gracious as to share a little bit about yourself. Justin, why don't you get started?
Sure. So my name's Justin. I'm a rookie voice actor, just trying to get into the acting scene. Right now, I'm in the process of putting together my first demo reel, and I've been auditioning for a couple of roles with Casting Call Club. So hopefully, I'll land a couple. I've been shortlisted for a few roles, and hopefully, I'll hear some good news soon.
Very cool. Oh my gosh, can you talk a little bit more about that process of the casting call process?
I actually really enjoy the process of auditioning with Casting Call because all it really takes is that you have clear audio most of the time, is what it's expected. And you apply for an audition with a specific role, do some line reading. Sometimes it'll let you do some improvisation for it, but it's just upload of an MP3 file, tell them how many takes you did, and just show some creativity. I like the amount of freedom that it's kind of given you. It's just kind of like, okay, maybe I'll give you some notes of like, okay, we want this to be like a senior voice. We want this to be a younger voice. We want this to kind of sound like this adult male, maybe young teen. But besides those quick notes, a lot of the time you're free to interpret the character within the realm of the production's constraints, which is a very exciting process. I've auditioned for many roles. I've been trying to push myself since middle of December to start auditioning for a ton of roles. And thankfully, I've been auditioning and really getting out there with a bunch of cool productions.
That is so great to hear, Justin. I'm really, really excited to hear about your progress. Keep us posted. Um, Justin, like he mentioned, has been producing his demo reel with us. We are working on a character demo reel. Um, Justin, can you talk a little bit about that? How that process has been going?
It's been going well. So we've been starting with process with like setting up with some script and material and a basis for what the character is supposed to be like, their personality, what kind of archetype they'll fit in,
Mm-hmm.
and then interpreting the scripts just based on how I would interpret it first. And I've been going back and forth between Austin and Raj with feedback on how they kind of have my interpretation of a character that comes across, and if there's some things that we could change, my own thoughts on the demo reel. And it's giving me a lot of freedom to kind of interpret and bring about my own kind of spice, as I put it,
Mm-hmm.
to my own demo reel,
Yeah.
and kind of standing apart from other voice actors, other voiceover artists out there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been an exciting process, and I think we're kind of nearing the point where I'll have one fully put together so I can actually put it out there for potential clients. So it's been very exciting to get through that and seeing it kind of come to a close here soon.
Yeah, yeah, I saw those the round of notes. I just got back yesterday, so I'll get back to you and we'll make those final adjustments. Um, Justin as also a premium member, so he's been like he's mentioned going back and forth between me and Raj taking private lessons one on one, which is something that you get with the premium package. So it's something to keep in mind. You can upgrade for 50% off as a member. So okay, well that's enough about us. Why don't we move on to Vincent? Hi.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me today. Well, I guess I'd talk about myself. I am a working actor of stage, film, and voice work for the past 22 years in the Philadelphia area. I started on the stage doing plays, musicals, and dinner theater. Then I started doing film work. I branched into voiceover work, first in a video game that didn't quite get off the ground. And because of the way I look, I have to be more versatile. And so that's why I got into the voiceover game. Earlier on 2024, I actually joined a hip hop group called the 144, The Chosen Few, to do voice work for their albums. And they've been letting me MC for them. And I'm dipping my toe into the book on tape route
Mhm.
because my podcast that I do called Pulling Back the Curtain with Vinny Ali, a deep dive into the creative mind, has allowed me to really develop my narrative voice. Right now, I'm still working on the home studio. I have a buddy that lets me do the podcast in his place. And acting just makes sense to me. I wake up in the morning. That's what I want to do. That's why I said, hell's yeah, let's take on the year. I'm ready to get after it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, we've been doing some podcast production through the studio as well. Do you want to speak a little bit to that process?
Sure. I mean, I do things very simple. I will interview actors, writers, entrepreneurs, and the way I do it is I send them the questions the night before. They review it. If they okay it, cool. We get in the booth. We build up some repertoire. Maybe like 15, 20 minutes or so, just back and forth, back and forth. Then we record. But my belief is it needs to be fair. After it's all mixed and sounds really good and everything, we send it to the person that I've interviewed. If they okay it, then we publish it on YouTube, Spotify, wherever it may have it, even Apple Music.
Mhm.
My big thing is we need to be in sync and be just fair with each other. So they're represented fairly and I'm represented fairly.
Total
That's my experience
transparency.
so far. Yeah,
And
I mean, too many times I've been on projects where like communication has not been effective
mm,
and someone goes away with a bad taste in their mouth. I'm not trying to burn bridges. I'm trying to do the way business that the Japanese do it or the Europeans do it, build relationships so
mm.
that further down the line, we can all collaborate and move forward together.
That's what we're all about at the studio too. And that's funny you mentioned the Japanese. Did you know that Raj lived in Japan for 20 years and that's where he got his start in anime voiceover, games voiceover?
Yeah, yeah. I met with him on the Zoom call a couple times, and he expressed that he speaks Japanese fluently and
Mhm.
it's very close to his heart. And he's a really interesting guy if you get a second to actually talk to him.
Yeah. If you haven't already, you can book a consultation with myself or Raj. I'll provide that link in the chat here. It is free to do so, and we can chat about you specifically, your specific goals, and how you want to kind of springboard your career as a voice actor. Thank you so much for sharing, Vincent. And now I'd like to hear from someone else, maybe Lee.
Hi. Yeah. Hang on. Can anybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I couldn't tell. Hang on. I think it's my own monitoring thing. Okay. I couldn't hear myself through the headphones, so I was worried. Um okay, yeah, I'm Lee. I'm not so much new to acting. I've been doing like community theater for since like high school. And I've helped other people with like independent films and short films, and then I've done my own in college. And I like acting in general. So, and it's also really hard to travel to LA. So I figured since we can remotely voice act, it'd probably be easier, at least until I can get enough money to leave the Midwest.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. you know, they need to go to LA to become a voice actor. That there might be a kernel of truth to that when you think about like film acting, but for voice acting, you can make a living remotely. You know, all you need is your home studio setup and your microphone, and you can actually make it work if you work hard enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Right now I'm kind of just working with my shotgun mic. I probably need to replace it to something a bit better.
it's hard to tell over Zoom, but it sounds like it sounds pretty good. You know, at least filtered through the Zoom algorithm. But part of the membership, you can send us your samples of your voice if you want some critique on your microphone setup or your production techniques, or even just your acting. That's something that we're happy to help you with as well. Justin says he's been saving for an XLR compatible microphone. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've got. I'm working with Rode just because for film purposes, that's why I bought it.
And James says audio sounds great.
Thanks, James.
James came to our holiday. So did Justin. Our holiday party this year back in 2024, last month. James was there in person, and Justin was there online. Apologize if I'm leaving anyone out. I showed up about an hour late, so I know that there were a lot of people online at the beginning as well. But we had a fun time. That was a fond memory. And Giselle was there as well in person. Giselle, hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Giselle. Actually, I never been doing voice acting before, but I did several animations, and usually voice actors would ask for me to do some animations with them before. So I'm like clearly new here, and I joined the party last year with like other people. So I've been like joining this program just to know and see what it's like to be a voice actor, even though I have like a lot of anxiety and like talking to like others in public.
Well, that's the cool thing about voice acting is you can kind of hide behind your microphone. You know, we've actually had instructors in the past who are big name anime instructors, like all of our instructors are, and some of them don't even feel comfortable actually filming themselves. They will you know, they're highly expressive with their voice, but they became a voice actor because they like that comfort of being able to hide behind the microphone, which I find is really interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I would actually love to try to do some voice acting. Like people encourage me that they believe that I have a unique voice, but I don't think so. But
I certainly think that they're onto something, and everybody has their money voice, right? That their unique value proposition that sets them apart. I know that you and I just have been talking about producing a demo reel, so let's keep that in mind, because that's sort of your essentially your calling card when you go to audition. Like Justin, is you can concisely let the casting director know who you are and what that money voice is in a very short amount of time, right? Because there's a lot of people who are auditioning, as Justin can tell you. So being able to have that demo reel to just set yourself apart is really important.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning new possibilities.
Oh, Pauline says that she is echoing your concerns about the anxiety. I think that's another example of why it's good to be a voice actor. It can help bridge that gap, right? So.
Yeah, I would have to cope. Not cope with that, like overcome it. So and like learn. Yeah.
Right. Well, let's see. Who's next? Jaquez. Hi. Welcome back.
Hi, Austin. Nice to meet you.
I remember you. I first met you back when we did the role play workout in December, I think, last month.
Yes, it was real fun. I was like really bummed that I missed like the other one because I got a whole lot on my plate. during that time with the holidays and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you were in the November one, and then we did the December one, and you weren't there. I remember now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
December is hectic for everybody. Everyone's schedules are changing.
Mm-hmm. I just want to tell you that I got the premium package after when I make the dedication. You want in the new year, I'm gonna fully dive into voice acting and go full steam ahead.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be doing the one-on-one trainings with me and Raj. That's really exciting. Um, yeah, congratulations. And I did want to let you know that we are resuming the role play workouts this year. I haven't gotten any on the website yet, but I'm going to give you guys an exclusive chance to join before they get posted live on the website. They're in your members library, so when you log in, you can see the ones that are coming up. You can see all the upcoming workshops, which we're going to talk about. But we do have that role play workout for Tuesday, January 21st at 5:30 p.m. So I will provide a link that you guys can use to sign up for that.
Okay. Okay. One question. I'm and I have to be honest. When I talked about my family, like when I'm about to try and do voice acting, most of them, well, they are good, but most of them thinking, well, like, do you can change your voice? Well, is it really true that in voice acting, do you really have to change your voice in voice acting?
Well, so it's not necessary. It depends on the role that you're going for. Um, I would say, just generally speaking, no, you don't have to change your voice. What you do need to do is enunciate clearly and make sure that all of your words are getting through in a way that people can understand. But you're from Texas, right?
No, I'm from
Oh,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay, yeah. So you have that
Yeah,
the southern drawl accent, which is great, and you definitely don't need to change like your accent or try to disguise that unless it's specific to the role. What you need to focus on is making sure that all of your consonants and your vowels come through clearly so that people can understand. Um, and Lee says it sometimes happens depending on the type of script and characters you're reading, right? So it depends on the
yeah,
role. Sometimes they're asking for a certain sound, right? So we
yes.
have to be able to
And
adjust ourselves to that.
yeah, I've been working on it because I'm I'm like disabled in the form like I'm in the spectrum
Mm-hmm.
as I take speech classes, and I know they saying that I sometimes don't pronounce my words correctly. And I have been working on it like since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's actually something that voice acting will help you a lot with, uh, in terms of just making sure that you are speaking in a way that all your consonants and your vowels come through, that all your words are articulated, that you're using complete sentences when you speak. These are all things that voice acting is super helpful for. Not to mention confidence building with public speaking and interpersonal interactions. We work with a lot of people on the autism spectrum, and it's not in any way a barrier to your success. Um, and it's something that voice acting can actually really help you with.
Yeah, and I believe it really helps out too because I after since when films went to like different cons, like I remember one actor, Charlie Cox, saying that I got a great accent when I actually meet him, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I probably want to go into voice acting because I like Japanese culture, I like anime, and I think it's really like bring out my actual personality a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's really great. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you in the coming months as we do our one-on-one trainings. Um, and moving on down the line here, we have Eric. Are you? I haven't heard from you yet. If you're available to share a little bit about yourself. And if not, that's totally fine. Some people like to turn it on while they're in the car, whatever the case may be. James.
There we go.
Oh, Hi, Eric.
Sorry about that. I was having a little bit of trouble of trying to find the unmute button on my phone. I'm just using my phone right now, but I definitely do have a professional microphone, and I just bought a new Windows 11 computer, so I'm
Congratulations.
definitely able to do Zoom calls and Discord meetings on my laptop much easier than my old Windows 7.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Your journey into acting, voice acting, and any artistic pursuits.
First of all started back in high school when I was doing just voice impressions back in high school, and everyone was amazed, and that's what got me into voice acting. I had no idea where to begin with, so in 2018, after years passed by after I graduated back in 2014, in 2018 was when I officially started my career with no experience and nothing. Just mainly doing Sonic the Hedgehog on my YouTube channel. And then
Oh,
as
Eric,
the
I
year...
remember you were, sorry to interrupt. You were at the
Oh,
role
go
play
ahead.
workout.
Yeah, we did. I was at the roleplay workout.
Okay, go on.
Yes.
Sorry, when you said Sonic, it clicked. I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Back to what I'm saying. As 2018 rolled by, I started to learn how to act. Like, I started to understand, like, it's not just the voice, it's the acting that comes with it. That's why it's called voice acting. So I had to learn the acting aspects, of course, if I want to be successful in my career. And as later on, as years passed by, I eventually got cast in some fan projects, and now I'm being cast in some indie projects, which are coming up this year or sometime.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thanks.
When you're able to share details, please, and this goes for everyone, please send us, keep us updated on your career developments so we can root you on from the sidelines and even give you some community spotlights as well. Sometimes I ask people like, oh, tell me more about the project. And they're like, well, I can't.
Because of NDAs.
Okay.
That's why.
Right. Naturally. Where would we submit this information? You can email it to our email address or submit it on our web form. If you want to use the email address, it goes straight to me and the rest of the team at info@strawberryhillmusic.com, and just put it in the chat there.
I also made a New Year's, sorry for interrupting, but I also made a New Year's resolution to go even further into my voiceover career this year, such as getting a demo reel produced and possibly reaching out to an agent at some point.
Fantastic. Congratulations. We are definitely here to help you produce whatever kind of demo reel that you want. So just reach out to us and we can get that process started. We like to do an opening consultation where we talk about your goal for the demo reel, if you want it to be commercial, character, and then the direction, maybe the characters you have in mind. And then we'll write all the scripts for you. And then we can even book another consultation when you're ready to record and help you through that process as well. That's all included in the package. So just let us know when you're ready to start.
Thanks.
Yeah. James, hi.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, my name's James. I've done. I mainly work, I guess you could say, kind of like behind the scenes as an audiovisual tech. So my degree and experience has been like audio, music recording, and stuff. But in terms of acting, I have in college. I've studied a bit of theater, and I've been in some plays with the local community. So I do miss being part of the acting group. But a lot of the work I've done has been like mainly behind the scenes work. But what got me into voice acting really was I think some of the stories and the idea of just being able to be behind the mic and showcase yourself and your talents that way. Most of it was actually watching Cowboy Bebop, and the story of how Stephen Bloom got the role just sounded like a fun fluke, and part of me was like, I really hope I get discovered that way. And I think it was something like, I think he was like doing janitorial work or something, and then just like made noises, and all of a sudden a casting director was like, "Hey, we need you at the last minute," and then that's that. So part of me is like, I hope I get that, but I know there's like training and stuff that's more involved. So
Well,
I kind of
the good news is that although that's an amazing story, and I love that you brought that up, it doesn't have to be a fluke for you because you're already in the process of getting the proper training, making the right connections, and getting the exposure that you need. So your chances are a lot better than his were.
That's cool to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, so I'm currently in the process now with the membership, but I think as soon as at least by this weekend, I'm gonna upgrade to the premium and really, like all of us here, we're doing our New Year's resolution. So now I'm gonna like really take the plunge and like really go forward with this. There's been a couple times where I've joined many different like voice acting training schools and sessions on like an intro course or like free trial basis, and it just took me a while to get the confidence and kind of get the feedback from different coaches, and all of them have been saying like I have a trusting voice, I could use some work, like take improv classes and stuff, but a lot of it is like good feedback to like help get that build back up. And I just kind of took it all in as a positive note, just to say, you know what, I think if they're really saying like you can do this, then I think I really should take advantage of that and really go for it. So here I am right now. So yeah.
That's really great to hear. Yeah, I think having the consistent feedback from the one-on-one sessions that we're going to have is going to be really important. Getting that instant kind of feedback. Oh yeah, this is great, and we can work on this, and is really important. Also, on the note about improv, where it sounds like you'd be a great fit for the role play workouts, and those are going to be every month, just like they were last year. And I'll give you guys a link to sign up for those as well. But as a member, you can participate in those for free, so you might as well take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and you were talking about music and production and animate, and I remembered we have some news that we're going to be sharing as well in our newsletter in a couple of weeks. But myself and Raj and one of our interns, Xander, were featured in Tower of God season 2 in an episode that came out recently. A couple of episodes, I think, has a theme that we worked on at the studio. So we're really excited to share that. All right, moving on down the line, I see a gentleman who has not put his name on, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Andrew Tevi.
Oh, hi, Andrew.
Oh, hi.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you. I am just moments away here from giving Andrew the access to his premium membership.
Yes.
We were just waiting on finalizing the payment, and then we're gonna start our one-on-one training. So I'm really glad that you showed up here today to get that journey started.
Yeah. Oh, so do I like say something about myself or?
You're welcome to. Yeah, a lot of people like to talk about why they got into voice acting, or how they heard about Samurai as a Sound, or what kind of art or artistic pursuits.
Okay, yeah, I can share about that. All right, so how I got into voice acting, it started way back in April 2022 when I first met Christina V at Fan Expo Philly. So I met her there, and I was inspired by her voice acting. And when I first met her, she was happy to see me. Then after meeting her, that was the moment, like I felt the spark and that inspiration that I want to become a voice actor just like her. Mm-hmm. So that's where it all started. So, and then for Strawberry Hill Studios, I just heard from Ezra Wiz, because he made an announcement that he was doing a voice acting class. I think it was like last year in January. Yep. So that's how I wanted to like get myself improved to learn more about voice acting, because I want to become a voice actor too, just like Ezra Christina V.
Awesome, awesome. So you heard Ezra's announcement on social media then? Was it like Instagram or something?
Yeah, last year on Instagram.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun workshop. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that it had that impact, and that you found us in that way. That's really nice. Well, great. Yeah, we will touch base very, very shortly with your scheduling your first one-on-one session. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And Pauline, you and I had an exchange earlier. I'm glad you were able to make it.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Pauline. I'm sorry. I'm really nervous right now.
Oh yeah, me too actually. Don't worry. And if you don't want to share, you don't have to. So don't feel pressured.
Oh, it's okay. I want to share just to get it all out. So I started getting to voice acting a few months ago after my sister forced me to go to a con, Twin City Con, and I met this voice actor there. Her name is Kari Wahlberg, and turned out she's from my childhood show. And really, speaking to her is what really gave me like the spark for voice acting. And this happened like a few months ago. It was like so quickly, and I'm like, wow, you know, I kind of want to do that now. And thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, I kind of have a hard time expressing my emotion. But she's like, oh, when you get into character, this and that, you are expressing emotion. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. So I, I'm like, okay, maybe I could do that one day where I can express my emotions through these characters, and maybe someone could be like, oh, that's my favorite character, and that's really what got me into voice acting here, especially for my sisters, because I love doing it for my sisters.
Oh my gosh, so amazing that you have such a supporting family.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's my identical sister. I'm a triplet, so they're like, love it that I'm doing. They believe in me.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so sweet.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, now I have like. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to welcome you. I think this is the first time that I've met you personally, so it's really great. How did you hear about Samurai as a Sound?
Oh, actually, I was showing on Instagram for a long time. I'm like, okay, well, let me just find something to do. And then after I got into the con and stuff, I'm like, okay, well, let me search up voice acting on Instagram. And that's how I found you guys. Matter of fact, a voice actor from there, from my favorite childhood show that I met. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So the voice actor, she's from the show called Lucky Star, and she plays Kagami. So then another voice actor plays another character from that very same show was in your program thing. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm just meeting a bunch of Lucky Star voice actors.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's how I got it.
That is so awesome to hear. Yeah, we really love working with all the voice actors we do, all of our senseis and our educators. We work with some of the biggest names in games and anime, so we're really thankful for their what they contribute to the program. And speaking of the program, I know there's been lots of questions about how to get involved with the premium membership and some of the upcoming roleplay workouts, or just the regular membership if we're just getting started. Not to mention the upcoming workshops for the months ahead. So I definitely want to share a bit about that. And hi, Xander. How's it going? Good. Oh yeah, a spare. Oh, we're over in the other room working on Raj's album, right? Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Raj, what's the album called? Spice Cowboy. Spice Cowboy, and that's coming out pretty soon. We've been releasing singles and music videos. We're going to touch on that in our upcoming newsletter in a couple of weeks as well. And Xander was the one who figured out that where the music was in Tower of God recently. He was like, oh yeah, that track we worked on is actually in the episode, because he was watching it. Imagine that, actually watching the content, right? Yeah. Who'd have thought? So let's see. Share. Where was I? I got totally sidetracked. I don't want to share my screen. Oh, I know what I want to do. Oh, Pauline reads Tower of God. Yeah, it started out as a web comic. What I want to do is, it's technically speaking, it's not an anime. It's a Korean, South Korean production. but you know, who's splitting hairs here? Pin. Okay, so you can all see that it's not mirrored, is it? I can't hear any of you. Everyone can see this? Okay, I see thumbs up. All right. Okay, so first I want to show you guys, probably all of you have seen this by now. We were talking about the upcoming workshops. Where I've been putting the workshops, I've been redesigning the members area to be a bit more easy to navigate in terms of figuring out what all we have to offer. So I put the upcoming events here. And as you can see, we've got 3 coming up. We've got at least 2 more planned, so we'll talk about those. But the first one coming up is, like I mentioned, that roleplay workout at the end of January. Now, members play free for this as well, so make sure to use that coupon code that is in your members area. But if you're not a member or you just want to save this in your browser, let me actually label this 1/21 role play workout. I will provide a link to that. And it's a good idea to just, even if you don't know if you're going to go, click on the link, because once we leave the Zoom call, you'll lose access to it. And again, it's all right here for your convenience. This is the member library. Most of you probably know what this looks like. And most of you should already have access to it, even if you're not members, because through some free resources we've given out, like our home recording class. Anyway, there's our role-play workout. It's a lot of fun. We're going to be doing the role-playing framework. It sort of feels like Dungeons & Dragons, if you know anything about that, but it's much easier to pick up and make characters on the fly. You don't have to like prepare in advance or anything. Like Eric made his character in about 5 seconds, and we just started going, and we had a blast. So moving on from that, in the next month, February, I will be doing a demo reel recording and editing workshop, so we can talk about that process of approaching a demo reel script and what that kind of feels like, and we can get some live recordings even from participants in their booths. We can do lots of live recordings. We can send them in, and I'll do an edit, show you what the editing process looks like in a free digital audio workstation called Audacity. Most of you probably know what that is if you're a voice actor, because it's a free cross-platform DAW that has a lot of built-in features now that make it really useful. So we'll look at how you can take advantage of Audacity to edit together your demo reel, what the process looks like of putting in sound effects, putting in music if you have a music library, and it'll just be a really good opportunity to practice some voice acting a little bit, get some feedback, and think about your demo reel. So that's coming up in February. That's on a Wednesday. And I will provide a link to that if you're interested. And again, please use your membership coupon code. Vincent is asking what the coupon code is. I will show you where to find it. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if I added it. Oh, I didn't add it to the roleplay workout. I just finished creating the event. So if you're asking because you couldn't get it to work for the roleplay workout, I can do that very easily. It should be set up. Actually, let me make sure it's set up for this one too. I just came back yesterday, so we're just finishing this up. But demo reel workshop. And let me double check real quick that that is all set up properly here. Remember 2020. Yeah, it should work fine. Again, it is a membership feature here. So, but the way to find the membership code is in your member discounts product. So if you click on this right here, you see the little ticket symbol there. That is where you find all the codes that you need. Those are codes for all the workshops, all the roleplay workouts. I'll double check on the roleplay workout coupon code, make sure that's working. Also coupon codes for your demo production, because you're going to need to use that. Members get a 20% discount on our demo reel packages and 30% on their second reel. Also discounts on setting up your home studio. There's package through Sweetwater, and a couple other really nice opportunities through Sweetwater that we've partnered with to get your home studio set up. All those discounts are found right there. Let me double check on the D&D. I keep calling it D&D, but it's really just role-playing coupon here. And looks like I will need to activate that real quick, but I can do that later. Moving on. A lot of tabs going. In the following month of March, Raj is going to be putting on a workshop, and it's going to be, I'm just catching up on the messages here. It's going to be focusing on the Japanese and US voice acting industry. Like I said, Raj lived in Japan for 20 years, and he is an expert on the interchange between those two cultures and how you can get your foot in the door in Japanese anime, how your voice can sort of fit in to that ecosystem. So that will be another opportunity to network and to learn a little bit about that. And I will provide a link. This coupon is correctly set up. I just checked. Raj's Japan US workshop. Okay. And that's on Saturday. That's a Saturday workshop. Navigating through my tabs here. Okay. What else was I going to mention? This is the private training that we will be focusing on. Sounds like a lot of us are thinking about doing that. This is the only thing that will look different if you don't have the premium membership yet. You just won't see that. Everything else is the same. All the workshop archives, all the courses. We've been talking about role playing. That's where you access some of that information. Like I said, you don't need to prepare in advance. Just come as you are, and we'll meet you where you are. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay if you don't know what you're doing. That's how I feel half the time, and we just have fun. So, but if you do want to brush up on the rules, there's not a lot of rules, but or the lore of the world, you can do that there. We were talking about home recording made easy. Some of you might have this course. Oh yeah, this is really exciting for those of us members. I just finished up a project for our monthly monologue challenges. So every month on our members only server, we do a monthly monologue challenge where you record and you get feedback from your peers, and one lucky winner gets a $25 credit towards any of our memberships, courses, or workshops. And this year for 2025, what we're going to do is it's going to be a cohesive story that unfolds over the course of 12 months with 12 monologues from 5 different characters, with the 6th character showing up in November as a bonus. And you get to play each one of the characters. And the characters are based off of common role-playing archetypes. And the first one starts off with the archetype of the wild keeper. He's like if you play like D&D or something, he's like a ranger or a druid, he or she. Of course, the scripts are unisex. And so that's what we're going to be doing this year for the monologue challenges. And I just scheduled all of them. Yeah, but I don't think you'll be able to see all of them. You should just see the January one. So you can go on and record. It's a great way to get some practice in embodying a character. Oh yeah, it's in this challenges tab. Oh yeah, I didn't hide that one. That should be hidden. Anyway, yeah, this is a good chance to get some practice in and some feedback as well, and to just have fun. So if you haven't spent a lot of time in our members only server, this is a cool place to hang out and chat with our members. And there's also, This is the feed, and then there's also a chat. Yeah, here it is. There's a chat as well. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize that that's actually part of the membership. But yeah, you get a members-only server in addition to everything else. Wow, that was a lot of talking. I'm just really excited about what's going on. Lee says, for some weird reason, I won the December challenge. You won the. It wasn't a weird reason. You were brave enough to contribute and actually put yourself out there, and you had the most engagement. I'll give you a secret since you brought it up. The winner is determined by the most engagement on the post, and it's determined automatically by the algorithm. So that's why you won. But really, why you won is because you decided to take the shot, right? Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So congratulations on that. We will, and if it's all right with you, we'd love to feature you in our January newsletter, and provide you with some of that exposure as well. Justin. Oh, great. Yeah. But I don't know if Justin headed out yet. Oh, he left already. He won the first one we did. I just wanted to say that. But Lee, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Awesome. Yeah, our idea behind those initial scripts was to really keep them flexible and open to interpretation. If you wanted to do more of a narrative style, or if you wanted to kind of take on a character, we've had people just like really go crazy with it and like start doing accents and use it as an opportunity to practice that. They were really flexible scripts. And then now our approach is a little bit different. For this year, we want to focus on the character-driven aspect of voice acting. In a fantasy setting that's really fun, but also keep it general enough to where you can take those like kind of broad archetypes and approach them how you want to interpret them. So that's sort of our approach for 2025. I see that JC joined. Is that John Carlos? I'll give him a minute. Vincent says, that sounds freaking amazing. I think that was in response to Raj's Japan-US workshop. Yeah, we're really, really excited about that as well. While I wait for JC, I'm going to throw the coupon code for the D&D. I could have sworn I had it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. A lot of coupons. Does anyone have any questions about the upcoming workshops? Mm-hmm.
So,
oops, sorry. It's because I switched. I was gonna switch.
It was mostly like, even if I'm, my main question is like, even if I'm probably not ready quite yet for a demo reel, would it be something I'd still benefit from?
Yeah. So a lot of people ask us how do I know that I'm ready to record a demo reel? And I think that's a really good question because of the investment of time and energy and money that goes into a demo reel, right? You want it to be polished and reflect your best work. We are happy to work with you for, revisions. As you heard with Justin, we're working on finalizing things. So it's not like a super big commitment in that sense with us. But the way that I like to think about it is, how do I know I'm ready? If you look back at your voice acting about 6 months ago and you listen to it, you should be recording yourself quite a bit as a voice actor. You listen back and you're like, oh, like I would approach that a little differently or a lot differently. I kind of know a bit more now, or I've kind of found some more truth about this kind of character that would allow me to express myself differently. and it really kind of sticks out to you, that's good. Lean into that feeling, right? Be critical of yourself. But if you're really finding that about a few of your recordings from that time in your life, then that tells you that you're really evolving very quickly at this stage in your career. And that's a great thing. And then when you get to a place where you're like, you look back 5 or 6 months and you're like, okay, like that's pretty solid. Like I like how that's coming across. You show it to someone, they're like, oh yeah, it's really effective. Getting multiple opinions is always really important. That's when you're starting to feel like, okay, like I need to really now make this investment. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to feel, I don't think you're ever going to feel like you've learned everything there is to know about voice acting, right? I don't think anyone should ever feel like that. But there comes to a place in time where you find a happy medium and you're like, I'm ready to make this investment. I'm ready to move forward and start booking gigs, right? Because it's at a certain point you have to transition from just learning to, okay, I'm learning and I'm learning while I'm doing. And that starts with the demo reel because that's what you use to submit your auditions and get noticed, right? So does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does make sense there. Since I haven't really gotten a whole lot of feedback of how my voice is now, so I don't know where I need to like improve, where I'm okay at, because I still haven't been able to find any kind of one-on-one coaching with anyone, because coaching can be pretty expensive. And in terms of getting when I finally do get to that point to produce a demo reel, if I went with you guys, like how would there be like payment options? Because I mean, like the whole lump sum is definitely pricey for people not already making like hundreds or thousands of dollars as a voice actor or some other job.
Right. Yeah. So first, let me ask: Are you a Samurai Sound member?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just don't have the premium membership yet. I'm probably going to try and get that hopefully within the next couple months.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's you get a discount, a 50% discount on your upgrade. But for the demo reel, which is your question, you get the 20% discount as the regular member, and there are payment options. We have Afterpay and Klarna, where they will offer flexible payments. It'll be like a four payment, like 4 monthly payments, dividing it out. I think the full price is $997 for the demo reel, and then you get the 20% off, so it works out to like $790 or something, 750. Might be a little, my math might be off. It's around 750. But you can divide it up over 4 ways, and or you could just Klarna and Afterpay are the 2 options for that.
Right.
As well. If you want, we can also do a $100 deposit just so we can get started on the meetings and the consultations to build the script up. That's a way that some people start. They'll just throw $100 down and, as a good faith, and then we'll just get started working. And that's another way to go about it. So it is a bit flexible in that sense, and it definitely helps that you already have the membership. So
yeah, no, I use Klarna just to get the initial membership anyway. So like even at $365 as a lump sum, it can be kind of pricey. But luckily, it was broken up, so
yeah.
I was able to get into the membership.
Yeah, we like to tell people with the membership, it's basically $1 a day. You know, when you think about it's $365 for a year. So the idea is to bundle all of these resources that would otherwise take you a long time to find or accumulate, the training, right, from all the different professionals in the voice acting industry, access to workshops, networking, website building, or web page building. And we take all these resources and we bundle them together. So it's really nice and it's a nice springboard for your career. So that's sort of the idea behind how we've structured our pricing. Vincent says, and the monologue challenge. Okay, yeah, monologue challenge. I'm really excited about that. I was like so excited making those posts yesterday about the monologue challenge. I really am looking forward to hearing how you guys take it and run with it. That's live. Are there any other questions? Lee, if I didn't answer all of yours, forgive me. I think I'm going to move on. I see a question from Vincent.
Yeah, so I'm really curious about the actual D&D situation workout. I love the concept. It's kind of like, getting a bunch of guys together, doing an improv group situation.
Mhm.
Are you going to have like a grace period where people can kind of get their levels checked to make sure it sounds good, or do you just jump straight in to it?
We're
That's
gonna throw you to the wolves right off the bat. No, I'm just kidding.
makes sense.
No, uh, we will. So the way logistically that it works is we run the session from 5:30 to
Mm,
a 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We're in San Francisco, just north of San Francisco, in the studio here. Um, you can join. I'll have the session. I'll have the Zoom meeting open at 5:15, so you can
yes,
come join early and go ahead and get started testing out your mic. Making sure I always join every Zoom meeting a bit early if I can to test my audio, especially if I'm
absolutely.
using my microphone and I'm not
Is
just
my audio better? Sorry about that.
yes, yeah, we can hear you. Speaking of
Oh,
testing.
oh yeah, sorry about that. Now it's working. As I was saying before, I'm back, my new equipment right here, and then I got a new headset right here, new Iron Man as well.
I can't wait to hear
So
all about it. Let me address Vincent's question real quick and
sorry
then
about
we'll
that.
get back.
Just testing.
So you'll have the chance to do a sound check. We can talk about
Mm.
your like if you're concerned about like have I prepared enough? Do I know what I'm doing with like my
Well, I
dice?
mean, like, look, I've that kind of thing. Yeah, like, what like would you suggest? Like, for the voice acting is one thing we already know that's what we're here for, but like on the logistics side of the gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
do you want us to have like is can you send us to a site that has like the rules that we will follow for
Yeah.
gameplay? I mean, I've played Dungeons and Dragons truthfully only a handful of times, and I my hand was held the entire time
Oh,
as I was
absolutely.
playing a barbarian. So I want to make sure that I don't slow up the game.
Oh yeah.
Like, can you send us like a link that can be like, hey, or like like a little like this is kind of how it goes. Have dice, have notepad, have this, that, and the other. Just things that we can look forward to so we can keep the game moving forward instead of me like, I don't know what to do next here. Do I roll for initiative?
That,
Am I rolling for savings for what's going on?
I'm so
Because
glad that you brought these concerns up because they're very real. So the idea behind providing a role play workout is giving voice actors a platform to enhance their improvisation and characterization skills and voice acting
yes,
skills
oh for
in a
sure,
really fun environment. Yes, it's a game. Yes, it feels like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a lot different in the sense that it's not so mechanical. You're not sitting around a table like looking at miniatures and reading through rules. It's not like that at all. I've
okay,
designed a framework called Voices and Choices that is loosely based on some of the ideas in Dungeons and Dragons, but is really just designed to you can create your character in 30 seconds, and that's
mm,
exactly what Eric did last time he was there. You think a little bit about how you came into the adventuring life, and then you pick a couple of stats, and then you get started. You can bring dice. You don't need to bring dice. You can. There's only actually two different dice that are used: a D20 and a D6. But you can use them on Google. You can just Google dice roller, and just use a Google tab for that. It's very low commitment. You can bring a pencil and paper. You don't have to. And we just basically get started from an improvisational perspective, and
yes,
we build the story together. I have the adventure written out that I'm guiding you through, but as players, you're building this narrative as we go, so to speak, and you don't need to prepare at all. It's very easy to play. It's intuitive. You kind of just respond how you think your character would in response to the circumstances that I'm presenting, and then I might ask you to make a roll. Um, and then we use the roll to sort of determine how the world responds to what you've told me that you want to do, essentially. So it's very open-ended, very easy to get started. And to answer your question about the resources, if you want to know what to expect, okay, like how do I make my character? What do the roles? What are a bit more details? The whole framework is provided for you when you purchase the ticket, or a free ticket if you're a member. It's in that role play. What is the name of the product? Hold on, let me get the exact name. Role playing portal. So when you log in, if you're a member, you log in, or if you bought a ticket and you're not a member but you log in, you'll see this role playing portal. Let me actually share my screen with you. So we're back in the library, and let's say you're a member or you've just bought a ticket. Go to this role-playing portal, and this is where you can learn to play Voices and Choices. It's a very quick read for a role-playing game, and you don't have to read it at all. But if you do want to, here's some notes on creating your character, writing a little monologue if you want. Some players like to write a monologue because it gives them a chance to practice that more scripted voice acting approach in a dramatic and fun setting, which is fun. These are, like I said, the skill attempts. These are the roles. This is all the information about that. And character advancement, we have characters who have done several sessions now, so they're actually growing in that sense. This is if you want to figure out what sword you want, what armor you want, that sort of thing. That stuff is all up to interpretation in the game as well, if you want. Just a little bit of rules here. These are this is all stuff for the game master mostly. You don't really have to worry about that at all. Spell casting. Yeah, like rogues or assassins or arcane tricksters. Yeah, we like to leave that up to chance. And if you make a character beforehand, just make the character that strikes your fancy. If you don't make a character beforehand, you can kind of see where you might fit into the group as people are introducing themselves, and kind of make a character that way. We can ask you some guiding questions that will help you determine your backstory. But it's best not to overthink that and just focus on creating the kind of character that you want to practice as an actor and that you can have fun with. Oh, good. I'm glad. I definitely don't want it to feel intimidating. It's very, very fun, very low stakes. I'm going to see if I don't create an infinite loop here as I switch us back to Zoom.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
So my membership still stays the same, still up to date, no problem.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is, John Carlos. I will double check on your membership if you're concerned.
Alright.
I don't
And
recall us making any changes to it. I think we were talking about producing a demo reel, right? Because you just got your setup.
yeah, my setup, my new headset, my new PC right here. I bought an iBuy right here, and I use a lot of money from the Uber Eats. Ironically, I made $230 last week, and I say to some people, like, if you're desperate for some money, I'd say like try something like Uber Eats or delivery where it's simple and you can make that money on the side right there. Be your own boss. You could do it at your own time, and I've started doing it so far. And I got a lot of this equipment right here. It's like Uber Eats really has been good to me, and so far I did a lot of that stuff right there. I made $238 last week, and I made 100 yesterday after doing deliveries all afternoon. And so far I feel like I'm in a better confident position because right now I'm developing my business card. I'm getting I got my business card ready, and then soon I'm going to do a review for boots, for some heater boots from South Korea, and now I'm confident about my demo reel right now because of the fact that I have the equipment. Don't I sound better than before?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always hard to tell over Zoom exactly how the quality is, but I will say that I can tell the difference.
And right now, it's like I feel like 2025's voice acting for me is going to be the big improvement because it's like 2024 was and 2023 was sort of like the baby steps, and this is where I'm taking it more serious right now. And right now, I'm more than ready. And I say, it's not always an easy step, but I say it's manageable, and I like it a lot.
Well, good. I'm glad, and I'm really excited to get started on the demo reel. I know we've been brainstorming this for a while, so it's gonna be
And we're
nice
still
to.
and we're still gonna have some old partners and new partners along, like Karen Strassman, for the voice acting classes.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
We actually were just talking with Karen. It's funny you mentioned that. We were just talking with Karen. I was talking with her last week because she is helping me. She contributed a little bit to a course that I'm writing on role playing. She wrote a little forward for it, and then we were just talking about her upcoming workshops. She's probably going to have one in. I don't know if it's going to be in the summer, maybe in the fall, but she's going to do a dubbing workshop, and then in October we're going to do a creatures and monsters workshop, just like we did last October. So that one was a big success. We got a lot of positive feedback about that, so we're going to run it again. And Karen is super great. We love working with Karen.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been inspired. It's like Joshua Seth inspired me, but I feel like she made me realize it right here. And so far, I'm just waiting for her to come to Florida so that way I can have one of these badges autographed by her.
Wow. That is awesome.
They actually come from they come from a Japanese exclusive club off of eBay, and I order them a lot. This is really nice. And yeah, Jacquez, I'm waiting for Instacart to accept me, but so far things are doing a lot better. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see what we have in store.
Okay, so I just updated the D&D role-playing coupon because, as some of you pointed out, it was not actually working. I just set up the event yesterday. So if you use that link to log in, you should be able to see it in you'll be able to see the coupon in your member library. And if any of you have made the purchase inadvertently and you did pay for it, but you're a member, I'll just refund you. Looks like we have a hand. Oh yeah, Leandrew. Leandrew, welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, what I missed? Oh, what I miss,
Oh,
Austin?
we've just been talking about our upcoming workshops for 2025, and the monologue challenges, and we were talking about some projects we've been involved in. But it's nothing that we won't get you brushed up on. We're actually going to send out a newsletter in a couple of weeks. It's going to have the plan ahead, and then, like I said, some spotlights, some fun credits that our members have gotten. So if you're involved in any projects and you have some credits that you want to do you want to celebrate, please just let us know, and we can give you those that exposure in our newsletter. We are kind of coming in for a landing here. I want to be respectful of everyone's time and end in about a couple of minutes. I want to brush up on some of these comments here. Lee asks if there's any chance of getting an Aging Your Voice. We don't have any current plans to run the Jameson Price workshop again, but we do have both of the recordings in the workshop archive, so you can always review some of those teachings and practice in that way. But as of now, we don't have any plans, at least in 2025, to run that workshop.
I see. So you're talking about workshops and projects that you've been involved in.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Well, back in Austin, I haven't booked a single project my whole life. Plus, voiceover classes aren't cheap, and I didn't save my money.
Yeah, it's you got to decide when the right time is to make the investment in your career, and when you're ready, that's when you move full steam ahead and you commit, and you get the training that you need. We're here to provide all of that for you, and networking opportunities as well. So it's it's not easy, but it's worth it when you're able to get that freedom of, oh, I can work remotely, from my house doing voice acting, which is something that everyone enjoys, and I get to bring those stories to people, right? So everyone has their own way of approaching it, and that's sort of how we like to think about it. I want to bring us in for a landing here. We're actually a little bit late, but I see people conversing in the chat. Make sure to follow any of those links if you want to go to the workshops, or just quickly log in and brush up in the members area, as they will go away once we end the meeting. Stay tuned to your emails. We'll be putting it.
So I mean I'm up for by the yearly membership and Morganberry acting workshop later.
Yes, yeah,
Stay
we had our
Puft release.
Morganberry workshop in November. That was a really fun one. We got a lot of good feedback on that. So,
So I
um,
give you a lot. Before doing that, Austin, I give you a lot of disability due to this. Like, don't pay rents and then save what's left of it, and and then gold. But the
okay.
bad news is that I won't last. Least I won't last 3 days or 2 days actually. 'Cause I just spend money on fast food or and junk.
It happens. It happens. Well,
Yeah.
I want to wish you all a happy 2025. Keep an eye on your emails for more specific updates, and I wish you all the best.
Oh, before we go, Austin, see about voiceover. I can't handle it though. Even if I take voiceover, there's a lot of autograph sessions from any convention center. First, I need to learn about cursive writing. Sign autographs. Every anime fan that I met so far through America and Canada or all over the globe.
Yeah, we were
And I gotta
talking a bit
listen
about how
and
people get inspired from going to the conventions and meeting some of the people behind their favorite characters. So, all right, Leandrew, we got to go. But I will see you next week if you want to come, and keep in touch over email. Okay.